I'm Alex Munn, and today I will be directing and producing a production for Dr. Kintea's online Theater 101 course, and I'll be doing the play Tartuffe and Act 4. Go ahead.
It's become the talk of all the town. I make a stir, that's scarcely to your credit. And I have met you, sir, most opportunely, to tell you in a word my frank opinion. Not to sift out the scandal to the bottom. Suppose the worst for us. Suppose Damas acted the traitor and accused you falsely. Should not a Christian pardon this offense? And stifle in his heart all wish for vengeance? Should you permit that for your petty quarrel, a son to be driven from his father's house? I tell you yet again, and tell you frankly, everyone, high and low, is scandalized. If you'll take my advice, you'll make it up, and not push matters to extremities. Make sacrifices to God if you resent them. Restore the son to favor with his father.
Alas, so far as I am concerned, how gladly would I do so. I bear him no ill will. I pardon all, lay nothing to his charge, and wish with all my heart that I might serve him. But heaven's interest cannot allow it. If he returns, then I must leave the house. After his conduct, quite unparalleled, all intercourse between us would bring scandal. God knows what everyone's first thought would be. They would attribute to the merest scheming on my part, say that conscious of my guilt, I feigned a Christian love for my accuser, but feared him in my heart, and hoped to win him and underhandedly secure his silence.
You try to put us off with spacious phrases, but all of your arguments are too far-fetched. Why take upon yourself the cause of heaven? Does heaven need your help on our punishment to punish our sinners? Leave it to itself to take care of its own vengeance. And keep in mind the pardon it commands us. Besides, think somewhat less of men's opinions when you are following the will of heaven. Shall petty fear of what the world may think prevent the doing of a noble deed? No. Let us always do as heaven commands and not perplex our brains with further questions.
Already I have told you I forgive him, and this is doing, sir, as heaven commands. But after this day's scandal and affront, heaven does not order me to live with him.
And does it order you to lend your ear to what mere whim suggested to his father, and to accept gift of his estates, on which injustice you make no claim?
No one knows me, sir, can have the thought that I am acting from a selfish motive. The goods of this world have no charms for me. I am not dazzled by their treacherous glamour, and if I bring myself to take the gift which he insists on giving me, I do so, to tell the truth, only because I fear that this whole estate may fall into bad hands, and those to whom it comes may use it ill and not employ it, as it my design, for heaven's glory and my neighbor's good.
Hey, sir. Hey, sir. Give up these conceptuous scruples that will make cause the rightful heir's complaints. Don't take so much upon yourself, but let him possess what's his, at his own risk and peril. Consider, it were better he misused it than you should be accused of robbing him. I am astounded that unblushingly you could allow such offers to be made. Tell me, has true religion any maxim that teaches us to rob the lawful heir? If heaven has made it quite impossible, Damas and you should live together here. Were it not better you should quietly and honorably withdraw, than let the son be driven out for your sake, dead against all reason? 'Twould be giving, sir, believe me, such an example of your probity.
Sir, it is 3:30. Certain devotions are calling me into my closet. You'll forgive me for leaving you so soon.
Damn!
Sir, we beg you to help us all you can in her behalf. She's suffering more than a heart can bear. This match her father needs to make is so unfair. It drives her each moment to despair. He's coming. Let us unite our efforts now and try, by strength or skill, to change his mind.
So ho, I'm glad to find you all together. Here it is, my dear. The contract will make you happy. You already know what it means.
Father, I beg thee, please do not make me do this. Free my love from these rights. Do not make me by your harsh command love someone who I never could. Do not make wretched this poor life, for it'd be better that it'd be better just that I join a coven. I never do this.
Oh gosh.
These girls being ninnies, always turning into nuns, and their fathers trying to thwart their silly love affairs. Get on your feet. The more you pay to have, the more to your soul's salvation. So mortify your senses to this marriage and do not vex me any further.
I'm not jealous of your
You
love.
hold your tongue before your betters. Do not speak unless I tell you to.
If you will let me answer and advise.
Brother, I value your advice most highly. 'Tis both thought out, no better can be had. But allow me this not to follow it.
And see? That was a strong performance for both of you.
That was good.
That was
I can't find words to cope with such a case. Your blindness makes me quite astounded with you. You're bewitched with him to disbelieve the things that we have told you today.
I am your humble servant, and I can see things as plain as the noses on folks' faces. I know you're partial to my rascal son and did not disavow the trick he tried to play on this poor man.
And must our honor always rush to arms at the mention of illicit love? Or can we answer no attack upon it except with blazing eyes and lips of scorn? For my part, I just laugh away such nonsense. I've no desire to make a loud to-do. Our virtue should, I think, be gentle-natured. Nor can I quite approve those savage brutes whose honor arms itself with teeth and claws. To tear men's eyes out with the slightest word, heaven preserve me from that kind of honor. I like my virtue not to be a vixen, and I believe a quiet, cold rebuff no less effective to repulse a lover.
I know, and you cannot throw me off the scent.
Once more, I'm astounded at your weakness. I wonder that your unbelief would answer if I should let you see the truth.
See it?
Yes.
Nonsense.
Come, if I should find a way to make you see it clear as day.
All rubbish.
What a man, but answer me. I'm not proposing now that you believe us, but let's suppose that here, from proper hiding, you should be made to see here all plainly. What would you say then, this man of virtue?
Why, I would say nothing. It can't be.
Your error has endured too long already, and quite too long you've branded me a liar. I must at once, for my own satisfaction, make you a witness of the things we've told you.
Amen. I will see you at your word. We'll see what tricks you have and how you keep your promise.
Send him to me.
The man's a crafty codger.
Oh no, a lover's never hard to cheat, and self-conceit leads straight to self-deceit. But him come down to me. Let's go, Mom. Come, bring up this couch and hide behind it.
What?
Just humor me, dear, and do as I say.
Why behind there?
Because, just hide, and you'll soon see. And then you'll have, I think, no more to say. But mind, I'm going to meddle with strange matters. Prepare yourself to be in no wise shocked. Whatever I may say, it must pass, because 'tis only to convince you, as I promised. By wheedling speeches, since I'm forced to do it, I'll make this hypocrite put off his mask. Flatter the longings of a shameless passion, and give free play to all his impudence. But since 'tis for your sake, to prove to you his guilt that I shall feign to share his love, I can leave off as soon as you're convinced, and things shall go no farther than you choose. So when you think they've gone quite far enough, it is for you to stop his mad pursuit, to spare your wife and not expose me farther than you shall need yourself to undeceive you. It is your own affair, and you must end it. Here he comes. Keep still and don't show yourself.
I'm going a long way to humor you, I must say. But I'll see you through your scheme.
That's a good one.
What?
So we'll start it over and I'll come. They told me you wish to see me here.
Yes, I have secrets for you alone. But first, shut the door and make sure that nobody's around, for fear of spies. It's quite alone. We surely can't afford another scene like we had just now. We can never be caught like that again. We did get frightened so most terribly. On your account, you saw I did my best to baffle his design and calm his anger, but I was so confused. I never thought to contradict his story. Still, thank heaven, things turned out all the better as it happened, and now we're here alone, on safer footing. To the high esteem that you're held in laid the storm, my husband can have no suspicions of you. So that is, without the risk of blame, I can be here locked with you alone, and can reveal to you my heart, perhaps only too ready to allow your passion.
Your words are somewhat hard to understand, madam. Just now, would you change a different style?
If that refusal has offended you, how little do you know a woman's heart? How ill you guess what it would have you know when it presents so feeble a defense. Always at first our modesty resists the tender feelings you inspire us with. Whatever cause we find to justify the love that masters us, we still must feel some little shame in owning it and strive to make as though we would not when we would. But from the very way we go about it, we let a lover know our heart surrenders. The while our lips, for honor's sake, oppose our heart's desire, and in refusing promise, I'm telling my secret all too freely, and with too little heed to modesty. But now that I've made bold to speak, pray, tell me, should I have tried to keep Danis from speaking? Should I have heard the offer of your heart so quietly and suffered all your pleading, and taken it just as I did? Remember, such a declaration has not pleased me. And when I tried to utmost to persuade you not to accept the marriage that was talked of, what should my earnestness have hinted to you if not the interest that you've inspired? And my chagrin, such a match compel me to share a heart I want all to myself.
'Tis past a doubt the height of happiness to hear such words from lips we dote upon. Their honeyed sweetness pours through all my senses, long draughts of savory and vegetable. My heart employs its utmost zeal to please you, and counts your love its one beatitude. And yet the heart must beg that you allow it to doubt a little its felicity. I well might think these words are an honest trick to make me break off this approaching marriage. And if I may express myself quite plainly, I cannot trust these two enchanting words, until the granting of some little favor I sigh for shall assure me of their truth, and build within my soul on firm foundations a lasting faith in your sweet charity.
What? Must you go so fast and all at once? Exhaust the whole love of a woman's heart. She does herself the violence to make the dear confession of her love, and you, and not yet satisfied, will not be without the granting of her utmost favors.
The less a blessing is deserved, the less we dare to hope for it, and words alone can ill assuage our love's desires. If fate too full of happiness seems doubtful still, we must enjoy it ere we can believe it. And I now know little I deserve. Your goodness doubt the fortunes of my daring. So I shall trust to nothing, madame, till you have convinced my love by something real.
Ah, how your love enacts the tyrant's role and throws my mind into a strange confusion. With what fierce sway it rules a conquered heart, and violently will have its wishes granted. What, is there no escape from your pursuit? No respite even? Not even a breathing space? Nay, it is decent to be so exacting, and so abused by urgency the weakness you may discover in a woman's heart.
But if my worship wins your gracious favor, then why refuse me some sure proof thereof?
But how can I consent to what you wish, without offending heaven you talk so much of?
If heaven is all that stands now in my way, I'll easily remove that little horrendous hindrance. Your heart need to hold back for such a little.
But they affright us with heaven's commands.
I can dispel these foolish fears, madam. I know the art of pacifying scruples. I know heaven forbids, 'tis true, some satisfactions, but we find means to make little things right with heaven. Your cough is very bad.
Yes, I'm in torture.
Would you accept this bit of licorice?
The case is obstinate. I find it all. The licorice in the world will do no good.
'Tis very trying.
More than words can say.
In any case, your scruples easy removed. With me, you're sure of secrecy. And there's no harm unless a thing is known. The public scandal is what brings offense, and secret shining is not in it at all.
So then I see I must resolve to yield. I must consent to grant you everything. You cannot hope to give full satisfaction or win full confidence at lesser cost. No doubt 'tis very hard to come to this. 'Tis quite against my will I go so far, but since I must be forced to do it, since nothing that can be said suffices for belief, since more convincing proof is still demanded, I must make up my mind to humor people. If consent give reason for offense, so much the worse for him who forced me to do it. The fault can surely not be counted mine.
It need not, madame, and itself.
Open the door, I pray you, and just see whether my husband's not there in the hall.
Why take such care for him between ourselves? He is a man to lead round by the nose. He's capable of glorying in all our meetings. I fooled him, so he'd seen all and deny it.
No matter. Go, I beg you, look about and carefully examine every corner. That's good. That's the eyes.
This I own a man in law. It cannot be. The whole thing floors me.
What? You come out so soon? You cannot mean it. Get back from behind the couch. It's not time yet. Wait till the end and make sure things are certain.
The wickeder thing had come from hell.
Dear me, don't go out and credit things too lightly. Let yourself be thoroughly convinced. Don't yield too soon for fear you'll be mistaken.
Soon on the table. All things conspire toward my satisfaction, madam. I've searched the whole apartment through. There's no one here, and now my ravaged end soul.
Softly, you are far too eager. Your passions. Holy man, put it on me. Come tell me how your soul wicked to temptation. You marry my daughter and want my wife too? Far too long I doubted this earnestness, but now the proof is clear. I will have no more for my part.
It was quite against my character to play this role, but I was forced to treat you so.
What, you believe?
Come, no protestations. Leave this place and make no fuss about it.
But my intent.
That talk is out of season. Leave my house this instant.
You're the one to leave, you who play the master here. This house belongs to me, I'll have you know. And to show you plainly it's no use to turn to these low tricks to pick a quarrel with me, and that you can't insult me at your pleasure, for I have wherewith to confound your lies, avenge offended heaven, and compel those to repent who talk of me leaving.
Go with the introductions.
I'm Alex Munn, and I was the director and producer of Tartuffe Act 4, and this is my group.
My name is Sam Nitze, and I was Tartuffe.
My name is Edward Pitcher, and I played the role of Oregon.
My name is Joshua Ryan Britz. I was an actor for this play, and my role was Cleante.
I'm Jeff Olson. I was Doreen and Marianne, and the dramaturgs for this play.